talking about something else, because I want to slip a little bit to what I find very impressive of what you're doing as well is you're doing triathlon, and then you mentioned to me also you're doing Ironmans, which both of them are absolutely insane. You share how much you are training every single day. And people, I am not talking just a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there. We're talking about hours of just focused training, planning it, everything. So first of all, can you explain to the people that maybe don't know it, what is triathlon, what is Ironman? And then also a little bit, okay, what kind of dedication, discipline, consistency gets into that? How do you plan all that, et cetera, et cetera?
So this is when I'm just going to be launching a little program. It's called Make Time or Make Excuses, and that's really important to me. So you'll see why. And when I describe what I do to colleagues, to friends, to customers that I go out and see, they genuinely believe that I don't have the same 24 hours as everyone else. It seems a little bit bonkers. So triathlon is a single event in the consecutively, and it's you do a swim, you get out of the water, you get on your bike, and then you do a run. The Ironman just takes that up another notch. So you've got varying distances up to it, but the Ironman that I like doing is a 2.4 mile swim, 112-mile bike ride, and then a 26.2 mile run, so a marathon at the end of it. So I think it's about a 3.8 kilometre swim, 180 kilometre bike ride, and then a 40 kilometre run, back to back. And you do that. So if you're going to do that, then obviously there's got to be a lot of training with it. So I train between 15 to 18 hours each week. Then you put that on top of the amount of time that I spend doing with my boys, and you put that on top of the work that I do. So work a 40-hour week. And on top of that, I'm reading a book every 2 or 3 weeks. I listen to podcasts. I watch series on TV and things like that, so I can identify my customers, and actually because I enjoy them. So literally, I'll just give you a real rough line of my week. So I wake up at 5 o'clock every morning, and then I do some meditating, box breathing, visualizing in the morning. A bit more reading. That takes me through to about 5:45. At 5:45, I've got my green smoothie, get in my car and I drive to the pool, which is an hour away. During that hour, I tend to listen to a podcast or an audiobook, get to the swimming pool, get in the water at 6:45, swim till 8:15, so an hour and a half a day almost swimming. Get out, have a breakfast, drive to work, start work at 9. Work 9 to 5, leave work, get home, see the boys at 6. This is a typical day. Be with my boys 6 till 8:30, 8 o'clock. So I've gone and played with them. We've gone down the park. They've been playing around my house. They've normally eaten by that point, so that's quite cool. So I don't have to worry about doing that. They'll have some snacks. Drop them off. They both go to sleep. Get back home. Then I'll do either an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours tops, hour and a half normally on the bike or the treadmill, which is just over here. Or I can go outside when the kids are not here. And then basically Monday to Friday, repeat. So you're up to 2 to 3 hours every single day for 5 days. Come the weekend, I then do a long ride or a long bike in the morning. Again, I can do that. And that, so when I'm on the treadmill in my house, I can literally squeeze a 4 or 5 hour bike in my house if I get up at 5 o'clock on Saturday morning. And that could get us through till 9, 10 o'clock when Bear, he doesn't have to go to bed at a certain time on a weekend because we don't have school or anything like that. So he can stand up late with me if he wants to. Then he can have a sleep in. But either way, then he'll wake up. Then we'll go to he'll do CrossFit and we spend all day doing their stuff. Then of an evening, I can bring the kids back here. I can then go for my run on the treadmill if I haven't done that in the morning. And then Sunday, do exactly the same again.
Wow.
That's basically it. So during that time, if I travel down to London for work on the train, I tend to do work on the way down there. If I'm on the tube, I'll be reading a book. On the way back, I'll read. Before I go to bed every evening, I'll be reading a book. And then on a Sunday, I'll take the boys back. I think I said at the beginning of the video, about 4-ish in the afternoon, so I can do stuff like this. And then I'll just sit down, and that's when I'll literally plan my week ahead with the work I need to be doing, with the other activities I need to be doing. I can podcasts, videos, doing my own creation for that. So got some big goals. I've just been promoted in my day job actually, so that'll be cool. That'll be exciting shortly. But yeah, so lots going on, but that's how I squeeze it all in.
Nice.
And I eat all day.
Yeah. The whole day, you said. So every day is eating throughout every single moment you got, right?
Yeah, I'm really fortunate actually. Most of my meetings revolve around hotels, restaurants, or cafes. So every time I meet with someone, I can actually eat, which is nice. And I'm just getting much more. I tend to go to the shops and just buy food, which is a bit more frustrating. So just getting into some batch cooking ideas and trying to do that on Sunday afternoon is the key. But that's what I do. It's pretty maxed out. So 40 hours a week work, 15, 18 hours a week training, and then time with the boys, and then downtime reading. The good thing is, because I've got the bike and the treadmill set up in here, I can, if it's an hour or a really intense hour or 2 hour session, I'll really focus on what I'm doing. If it tends to be longer and you just put some miles in your legs and stuff like that, I tend to put a movie on, a couple of movies, a couple of series on Netflix and things like that.
Exactly.
You need to switch off time, don't you? Otherwise, it's just like reading podcasts, and sometimes you just want to zone out and do nothing. I love the movies. I might go to the movie tonight on my own. I love going to the cinema on my own.
Nice. Yeah, we love movies at our house as well. What I take from what you just explained, and we both follow pretty much a similar schedule of how to plan our week and every day, etc., and our morning routines. So I'm used to this. I hope people are listening. It's so important. But yeah, people always ask, hey, how is it possible that you do so much? Like, where do you get the time from? It's like, well, you plan, and then you also realize what not to do. Like in the end, you really got your time, and that's why I really enjoy hearing. It's like you got every single moment of the day dedicated to something that's important to you, that you're passionate about, instead of just, for example, like a lot of people do, is just lost in Facebook or other social media.
Oh no! Well, here's a big. So I was describing this to someone the other day, and they said, "Well, I get up at 6 o'clock every morning." I said, "Well, what do you do then?" "Well, I don't get out of bed." Like, what are you talking about? So they get up at 6, wake up, and they get out of bed about 7. So I was like, "Well, what are you doing for the hour?" And it's clearly, then they just said, "Oh, I might snooze a bit, or I go on Facebook, Instagram." I mean, I'm an Instagram junkie. That's where all my stuff's shared. So I find the time to do that as well. But that's because I like sharing stuff, and also it's a record of what you've been doing yourself. I mean, I do try and plan a lot. It's not my strong point. So that's why I'm really structured in. It's just creating a habit for me, because I'm not very good at sitting down and really planning out stuff. I know Nia was teaching it, but for me, it's all about, if I plan it for a small amount of time and just get into a routine, I become obsessive because it's a habit. And that works for me. It's why I can't coach myself from sport. I pay someone to do my planning for my coaching. So he literally tells me what I'm doing for the next 2 or 3 weeks, because that bit I couldn't do. I wouldn't be structured.
Exactly.
Habits, I think.
Yeah, but that also means that you are very strong at looking at yourself and realizing, okay, these are my strong points, these are my weak points, and then you look for, how can I find things that can help me out,
Definitely.
up my weak points to become strong points as well. In this case, getting like either a mentor or a coach that helps you with the training. That's
Everyone should have a coach. Everyone should have a coach.
Yeah.
I can't recommend Nia high enough. I know that's who you were with as well. So.
Yeah, we share our love, so to say, for Niji Sobo and recommend him. I'm not you. If not anything, at least listen to his podcast. It's very inspiring. I'm enjoying him and listening to him as much as I can. Hey man, I hope you got all the information out of this that you were looking for. If so, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you hit the bell, then every time we come out with a new video, you will be informed. For now, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you soon.